I got a GrubHub order, paying $10. Had to go to Nicholasville, which was 9 miles. You guys know I don't mind the miles. Delivery was literally across the street to a place called De La Donuts. I discovered lately in my area, Chinese no longer opening Chinese places. You know, Chinese food and buffets. Right now they're opening breakfast places. So I get there and they say they don't have a tablet. They did not receive an order. Fine. Nobody called in. Somebody called in, but they do not know was the GrubHub order or whose order that was. So they have something put aside, but what it is, who knows? They didn't share the information with me. But everything that they had on the list, they were out of beside half a dozen of donut holes. Those are the things that when they punch out a hole in a donut, yeah, those small things from the center. So I called GrubHub because I couldn't get hold of the customers, and GrubHub says if they didn't receive an order, they don't have a tab, then it's a order and pay. So I told them, well, you know, at least let's pull those donut holes, nothing else. I tried to pay, card doesn't go through. Does not go, GrubHub card doesn't go through. So I say, you know what? It's only $1.26. Let me pay with my card. With my card. I pay with my card. I call up the GrubHub and I'm saying, wait a minute. This $10 delivery, what do you guys want me to proceed? Do you guys really want me to deliver $1.26 worth of donuts for $10? I couldn't get a hold of it. She's like, you know what? First of all, you're not going to get reimbursed about the $1.26. I'm like, I don't care about the $1.26. It's about the delivery. Customers could be really pissed if you guys are going to charge him $10, whatever the tip was, I'm not sure, for that delivery. And she's like, oh, we're definitely canceling that order. It's not a question, but you're not going to get $1.26. I haven't gotten anything. I ate those 6 donut holes myself. Probably the sweetest amount of sweets I had the whole week. But just pisses me off. I drew down to Nicholasville. That's 10 miles there, 10 miles back, or 8 miles, whatever it was. Right now I'm going back to the sweet spot. I lost about an hour because those Chinese, they don't even speak English. I am pissed. And guess what? And it's probably going to go against my violation. Because order at the end of the day was canceled. If I get too many of those, based on the terms and conditions that they updated, fraudulent. What I think is that the problem is where DoorDash, GrubHub, Uber Eats, and you know, and it is attractive because you know they are telling you, and I'm getting an offer right now. 6.4 miles, shake for $7.50. No, I'm not taking it. I'd rather sit in the spot. And Uber is busy in the spot where I was before, so I lost opportunities on this order. I'm estimating at least $15 to $20 worth of opportunities with this order, and just so guys, when you guys take these GrubHubs, especially if they are breakfast places that might be running things out, you know, especially breakfast places. These places they bake early in the morning and then they don't bake anymore. So don't fall in that trap, taking those that order. Because at the end of the day, you might just lose your time and end of it. Now, I want to go back to where I was talking about DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub. And it is attractive. But it is, you know, it is one of those attractions that bite you in the ass at the end of the day. Oh, we have restaurants. We can add them and then the drivers can pay them with a card. We can create the menu. Now, nobody Because DoorDash created the menu on their own for this restaurant, and they created a million. Quantity is a million, so it's a non-ending quantity availability. Does the restaurant can provide those quantities? Does the restaurant have whatever it is to prepare it? They do not care, because driver has a card, and that's what happens when driver has a card. Customer orders, driver shows up, items not available. So what's the point if driver has a card? There's nothing to pay for. We complain constantly about, certain items not available at the fast food places, etc. Well, what about these places that don't control quantities because they have no access, because DoorDash or whoever is placing that order outside of them as a customer? Oh, I guess that spot no longer as hot as it used to be. But oh well. Yeah, I am a little irritated, a little pissed. So guys, don't repeat my mistakes. Don't fall into these traps of orders that will take your time, end of the day will pay you a big fat zero. So be blessed. It's good for you to say to stop driving, but bills needs to be paid. You want to write me a check? Yeah, but I'm already living off of credit cards. So and I don't have a lot of credit cards. So how do I go past? Do I get my mobile home foreclosed on? I get everything thrown out outside? At this point, I need to get my daughter back by spring. So I need... it's easy when you have something to tap into. When it's hard, it's hard. And trust me, I'm not driving this because I want to. I'm driving this because I am forced, until I come up with another alternative. Because of most jobs still require masks. I have a problem with masks. That's health related. I cannot wear one. That means I cannot go get a job like majority of you guys can. But you guys do come here and judge me. I do apologize, but I am pissed. And I'm not wasting my life. Yes, I know I am trading my time for very low because of my commute. That's hour there, hour back. But end of the day, if I can bring in 200, I am trading my car. But either way, this car was sitting on my lot doing nothing. So at least I am putting it to work. I don't mind trading my car for a paycheck. In the meanwhile, until something else comes around. I paid $30,000 for a mobile home. And you want me to just give it up for free? And then, in summer, my wife will take possession of in court, will actually win the case and possession of the child, and I'll lose that. Hey, if your life is more miserable, that doesn't mean everybody else is miserable. I'm just, you know what? I cannot say they're evil. Women is women. They were designed differently. And they're purposely designed in a way to protect, to make sure that their offsprings has the highest chance of survival. See, you and I, we don't understand because we grew up in a digital world. In a world where everything around us gets in a second. We flip a switch, we get a light. We dial in 3 minutes and we get a hot meal in microwave. We turn on a faucet and hot water pours in our shower, in our sinks. See, we live in a different world. We do not understand, no longer capable to understand what was the women's really created for. We as men were created to go and bring that, that kill. Go out and, find that lion, kill it, bring it home. Find that whatever, bring it home. That's where we were designed. Now, that interprets into our job. We need to go and conquer and bring home. Women never were designed to go and work. Now in this world of greed, both members of the family forced to go over. But women were never designed to work. They were designed to take care of the family. We were designed to go out and bring and take care of financial needs, which today or before was to take care of meat, take care of what we could actually go and get it. Weakness. You're right. We cannot because we are weak. If you went 300 years ago, people like us that are failing, we would die. And strongest would take our place. Now, everybody's alive. Person get born and has no chance at life. He lives for 20, 30 years, eventually dies. It is. You know what's the hardest part of all? A certain group of people where in the past had the highest chance of survival, right now has the lowest chance of survival. It is just a different world. I'm not sure exactly how to. It's because we are weak-willed. That we do not have a will to go out and make. Most of us do have a will, and that's why we don't quit these jobs. We fight for it. There's literally we come up, we multi-app, and we do various different things, and keep working jobs that. Ultimately depower ourselves. See, it's not your and my fault that company like DoorDash take advantage of us, but we do have power by sending a message, getting on those platforms, and declining almost every order that's not worth taking. I literally, right now, getting on the DoorDash platform for one reason only, is to decline orders. Because that's my fight back, taking their time from their customers by declining that order that they send me. And I hope there's enough of drivers doing that the same, pushing those orders out. Because they piss us off, we start fighting back. Next, we would do fine if we got rid of all strulism. I'm not the guy that support communism. That's the first thing I want to say. But I want to tell you something about that. During communism back at home, and I actually spoke with my mom about it, and says how is things about socialism. I'm not for it, but you know they calculate based on how many households in the country, and they would create the amount of, let's say, microwaves. They sold it, it would have extra, but they wouldn't have hundreds warehouses worth of microwaves that never they'll be able to move. Now, during this, what is that they call it here? Capitalism. You go come out with an idea, you go get it manufactured, you fill up the warehouse, and if you fail to market it, guess what? It goes to the metal recycling place or wherever the recycling or trash landfill. So, question is, where is actually common sense? We only build how much we need. We don't, instead of building and not able to move it. We keep it developing technology and agriculture. We should be hunters prime. Hey, you want to go hunt? I believe certain parts of Africa still you can go on and hunt. And if you can afford, you might even get a guide. They'll help you hunt, or at least manure the wild of the Africa. And we do know that some people actually go do that, but those people are usually the ones that can afford doing so. But you want to go and hunt and kill? Get on one of these apps if you haven't, and try to make $200 a day. That's going to be your lion size take home. Is $200 a day. If you can bring in $200, you're killing quite well. I'm pretty sure by taking 225, you're not going to be successful killing it. But if you take enough of 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, $30 orders, you might be successful. Of course, don't take stuff that, like this example, where I just took a bunch of my time and zero pay. Actually, negative, because I just threw the receipt. Negative, but I ate it, so it's not really negative. But if you calculate it, it's negative. Where is it? $1.26. So $1.26. Okay, guys, appreciate you coming in, especially chatting. When I'm parked, I can read. You guys do notice I'm not the fastest reader out there. Of course, some of the words I do have to interpret as well. I mean, they made hundreds non-profitable because of comfort and land grabs. Since I have you here, can you actually... Doldivaria. Since I have you here, I want to actually shoot a couple questions if you can respond. Are you a driver, delivery driver, or what do you do for the finances? Or have you been a delivery driver before on one of these apps? Okay, question 2, since I really got a response. I am highly considering opening our own delivery app. It's going to be driver's app for each city or region, if the cities are big. Really? $2? So the goal is is to have a region or a city, have a person that actually will be responsible for the region. He will be earning some kind of a percentage for every uh, sales transaction or the delivery transaction that happens in that area. But my question is, okay, no, if you have some patience, things will start getting better. A lot of people that will come down to filing taxes, and they'll realize they'll have so much taxes due, they'll quit. The new people that came on board, a lot of those will quit because they'll realize just not enough of income. So things will get better here next. It's kind of like, there's that peak, and I think we're reaching that peak, and then from there it's gonna start. People start dropping out and start getting better. Two pet dogs. So it will get better. Okay. Then I sold my car and now I don't work. I live in a motel and my will be gone soon. Yeah, that's the problem. Living, you churned your money into a temporary living. When that money runs out, what's next? Um, when I worked with homeless in Florida, even the not the Red Cross, the part of the Goodwill, or they work together with they provide shelter. Even they charge $25 a night. So I'm not sure if it was a good idea to give up a car. You could have lived in the car and did something. Let's put it this way: if you drew for 4 hours a day and made, let's say, 60 to $100, you could have gassed up your car and you could have had a place to sleep. I know, not comfortable, uh, but would have been probably better than temporary living in a hotel. And then after that, what's next? So idea is on the app is $7 per delivery um, for the first 3 miles, and it's $2 a mile on top of that. So, but drivers do not see the tip until the transaction is complete and it hits their. So they'll be able to see it after it completes in their transaction. It's just they're not going to be able to see it during at the time of delivery. So that's kind of where I'm kind of hinting. But I'm also looking at putting drivers where drivers takes responsibility, and this is where I'm kind of thinking maybe charge an extra, I don't know, dollar or two, where drivers takes full responsibility from restaurant to the customer delivery. So pretty much, he picks up the food, he verifies all the items there, he takes possession, he delivers, and delivers to the customer. And any issues related to that delivery or missing items, drivers is responsible for that customer service and resolving an issue if he failed or he stole that item out of the delivery. So where DoorDash takes on the responsibility, and I don't believe that is accurate. I'm kind of taking that approach, turning that to a driver, because restaurant has a responsibility of providing the food, providing quality, accurate, quantity food. Driver's responsibility is making sure that nothing's missing and get it delivered to the customer. So if driver failed to get the right quantity, he can talk with a restaurant, and if restaurant agrees that they failed to provide, redeliver or whatever the situation. But it falls into drivers' laps at the same time. Drivers now has a full control as a independent contractor, because right now he's contracted out and he's take the liability of failure. So that's kind of where I'm looking at this. But my question is, will there be enough of drivers to actually do these deliveries, or majority drivers they don't understand, because majority DoorDash drivers that's out there, they don't understand that they're self-contractors. They just got a great idea. Oh, I couldn't get $6 for this delivery. I'm gonna get $4 for this delivery. They're excited that is going to hit their bank the minute they try to withdraw it to their card, or on or Tuesday or Wednesday. But they do not understand the liability ownership of a business. And I don't want to start something and get stuck with these drivers. They have no clue what they're doing themselves, other than pushing the navigation button and reaching the restaurant, grabbing that bag, and moving on. Looking at the big picture, we are spinning our tires. Stock. Other races of men are living off our labor. See, there's two sides of the river. I understand where you're coming from, because I grew up on the poor side of the river. We came to America as immigrants. My parents brought me here with my sister. I was 9. My sister was 6. My parents till today don't speak much English, very little. My mom receives SSI due to disability. My dad, he tries doing some things, but I'm like, before, right now he's not able to do much at all. Before, he would buy a car at the wrecking yard, fix it up, and sell it. 1 or 2 car a year, make maybe 4 or 5,000 a year, and that's kind of how they kind of lived. And they right now, they're pretty much everything depending on my mom's disability check on my parents' side. I moved out and I've been living since I was 21, away from home. Married twice. Marriage failed twice. Have 2 daughters, one from each marriage. One of the daughters will be turning 18 this year. My first daughter. I've been on the opposite side of the river, on the other side of the river as well. Not to say that I was, multimillionaire, but in assets I owned a lot. But bringing home, I was limited to 72,000 a year. So you consider 72 as being on the other side? Yeah, I guess was on the other side. I understand both sides, and you have to look back and look at your strengths. Where is your strength? And then look at how you can apply your strengths to succeed. I'll tell you my weaknesses. Spelling and grammar is my weakness. I am shy. I I do need to get a little pushed to get something going, but when I get going, there's no way stopping me. And that might be another weakness. Another weakness is seeing things in advance, and so far in advance that it might be a couple years too early, and making decisions that should be done later on, start making those decisions too early. So that's my other weaknesses I have as well. So understanding the weaknesses, now we look at the strength. I literally can take almost any business and turn it into something good. I smart, my IQ is high. Again, I hate corruption. I hate where people taking advantage of. So in other words, I hate corporate America. That's why couple jobs that I was offered, I rejected because they were requiring me to satisfy board of directors and shareholders and step over the small guy. And I'm still here. Maybe somebody still will come around, but I think it's gonna be easier for me to learn some kind of a business than wait for somebody to offer me some kind of a crazy thing. So, as I spoke on my end, you need to look what your strengths are. What is your help? Because you also need to look, can you actually, what are your strengths? Can you actually do those strengths? And can you be successful at those? And go out and make a difference. That's about all I can say. So, be blessed. Hopefully some of the things I said make sense. And I'll be back.